Today, much anticipated by myself and probably many of my other viewers and subscribers, I will be reviewing the Doctor Who Power of the Daleks animated DVD. I meant to review this a couple of years ago, but personal reasons and just a busy schedule got in the way, so I will finally get around to this. If you liked my previous review, I will actually put it in the link below, also, my full review of what was in that still carries on into this. I will mostly just be talking about visuals with this review. But I will start with a brief description that is written on the back. Lost since its premiere on the BBC 50 years ago, the full 6-part story of the Power of the Daleks has now been meticulously animated based on the original audio, photographs, and surviving film clips. One of the most celebrated Doctor Who stories of all time, this 6-part adventure finds the newly regenerated Second Doctor and his companions Polly and Ben on the planet Vulcan, battling his oldest and most dreaded foe, the Daleks. Now, everything I loved about this serial is still here, and I still hold by my review from the original video I made 4 years ago. Now, what is great about this is when we originally had to see this story, we had to see it with telesnap photos, surviving audio, and maybe some surviving 8mm clips. Here, much like they did with some previous missing episodes of other Doctor Who stories, we get to see them animated. Granted, yes, it's more animated of like what the animators thought what was going on in each scene from reading the script and just hearing the audio. But what they did kind of feels like it fits what went on in the episode. And since there was plenty of surviving stuff, like I said, photos and video, they got what was going on and blended everything together. So if you've ever watched the surviving footage on various YouTube channels and other fan sites, you can see they kind of very much blended it in, and even at times it seemed like they rotoscoped over that surviving footage. And what we get is actually quite beautiful. I mean, this is by far the best animation of episodes I've seen by the BBC and the company that animates all the episodes. And I'm hoping they do it more with future lost episodes, because there's plenty of good stories out there, and there's a lot that can be told, and something for the fans, and also just complete the story, you know. The animation is beautiful. It tells the story very well. The animation is not stiff. A couple times it does feel a little stiff, but there's more vibrant movement and flow with the animation. Like I said, because there's a lot of surviving footage, there was enough to make the characters more lively and not just feel like just standing stiff. What is cool though with this one, because there are some people who don't like to watch black and white footage, you get the option to watch it in black and white or color. Disc 1 is black and white, and Disc 2 is color, if I remember correctly. And both are actually pretty good. I still prefer the black and white because it kind of goes in sync with watching, Patrick Troughton's episodes. They're all black and white, so you might as well watch this in black and white. And the black and white just fits it perfectly. The color, though, adds another layer of vividness to the episode. It has this nice 1960s vibe, and also kind of just adds more dimension to the sets. It doesn't make it seem flat. The black and white has this nice shade to it, but at the same time it kind of makes it look a little flat in some of the sets. But still, everything looks great. And one of the best scenes that is animated is the most talked about scene in the serial, which is the Daleks creating Daleks. And particularly, like I said in my last video when I reviewed when I was reviewing the surviving footage, is that the scene when they create the Daleks, like this one scene where there's a Dalek scoops up this green massive blob and moves it over and puts it into a Dalek shell. And that scene is beautifully animated. I mean, that goop is a Dalek, and it just looks like a Dalek. And how it just gave this nice intense, that whole scene was just beautifully intense. It just had the music, the animation, the editing flow was just perfect. I mean, even though I knew what was going on, I was on the edge of my seat. It was just well done, and it looked good in both black and white and color. There was nothing to make me say, oh, it was better on this one or this one. No, it was beautiful on both. Um, and there are some documentaries on there, and they even have the original surviving footage on here as well, so you can compare it. Yeah, everything was very well done, and the voicing, the audio fit the animation well, and it synced up perfectly, and just everything went well. And what amazed me the most was how they animated Patrick Troughton's acting. Ben and Polly and all the other actors were done well too, but because this is like Patrick Troughton's first story on Doctor Who, it was very important that they try and nail how he was regenerated or renewal. It was called then. How, how he would just, because he doesn't, with Patrick Troughton, he doesn't shed off the first Doctor and then transition into his own Doctor like future Doctors do. He just kind of like has a couple seconds of delusion. He has hearing loud noises. His eye is fuzzy. He sees his reflection of the first Doctor, and then it fades into him. But he doesn't have a moment where he's acting like the first Doctor and then becomes the second one. No, it's like right away he's the second Doctor. He's the clown. He's silly, and he walks funny. And they got that just right. It was really well done. My only complaint with this DVD though is just kind of continuity, because the other DVDs I have, they have episodes numbers on the back, and I can feel it feels kind of missing right there. It's like I know where this continuity wise this goes, but it would be nice to have the episode number on there. But I am very, very much pleased with this. It is a good collection, and it is a nice it's like the animation episodes are always good to, like I say, help complete the story, but also to visually see what might have been. And it just helps, because we all imagine something differently happening when we see the telesnaps, either it's subtitle description or audio description. It is nice to have a visual cue and just see what possibly might have been. And also it kind of keeps in continuity with how things are going with that episode and future episodes, that how it ties into each individual one. But other than that, this is really well done. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It is something for everybody's collection, and I really, like I keep saying, I really do hope they make other missing episodes animated as well. I think rumor has it they're working on another one of Patrick Troughton's. It was like the sea monsters, I forget. The Macra Terror, I think that's what it is. The Macra Terror and some other one, but I believe it is Macra Terror. That's the rumor, and I hope they do. And because that would be a really interesting one to do, especially. I think that one's the first one that has the sonic screwdriver. I'm not 100% on that, but that would be interesting to see. Alrighty then. Animation-wise, I give the animation 5 stars out of 5. I still give this story 3 stars out of 5, but with the visuals of the animation, I want to update that to 3.5 stars out of 5. Because again, it's just acting. Because we can only visualize the acting, and it's like, I don't want to be biased, so I only gave it 3 stars. But seeing visually how the acting is going and everything, and how the sets looked and just everything put together, I give it a little bit more, So 3.5 stars out of 5 is my update review for that. So yeah, feel free to check this out, add it to your collection. Thank you all for watching this video. I promise I will be getting to more Doctor Who reviews as well as some other movie reviews and TV shows as well. I have them piling up. It's just getting hard to get to them in time. So I will try my best to get to them as I can. Thank you for watching, and have a lovely time.